The teenage years are the best time to start investing. In today's video, I will show different options where young people can store their funds to avoid inflation and how to increase their value over time. Moreover, you will find out various ideas on useful investment tools, so watching the whole video from start to finish is definitely worth it. So let's get started. As a young person, you probably don't have many funds to invest, as your parents have, for example. Despite this fact, when sticking to the right approach to finance already at a young age, one day you can become wealthier than most people around you. I'll show in a moment how to do it, but now let's have a look at some basics you should do as a newbie investor. Number 1, you will need to set up your bank account in case you don't have it yet. Maybe you're under 18 years and in this case you need permission from your parents to do this, or you can ask your parents if they would open a new account which they would then transfer to you when you turn 18. Sure, to do this you need a good relationship with them, but for someone who's not 18 years old, these are the only ways how to handle your money in the bank. Today it's almost necessary to pay for different investment assets not in cash but with money stored in your bank account, and not having access to a bank account could make your investment journey much more complicated. Okay, to be honest, having one bank account as an investor is not a good idea. Personally, I would have at least two, one for common expenses and another one for investment purposes. When having these separate bank accounts, it will be much easier for you to manage your funds. And there's another tiny advantage of having your money in a bank account. Inflation will not affect your funds as fast as having all this money hidden somewhere under the pillow at home. Of course, the interest you get there is very low, but something is still better than nothing. Now, let's take a closer look at investment strategies you should stick to. You are young and have plenty of time ahead in your life. It's the main advantage that you'll have the ability to earn you a fortune for your retirement. But you have to know how to actually use it for your benefit. As a young person with no liabilities, you can try much riskier investment strategies than I would recommend to someone who's 40 years old, for example. You shouldn't be afraid to take financial risk. Approximately 2 years ago, I made my biggest financial risk with crypto ever, and it paid off really well. Thanks to this step, I was able to earn money I have never seen before, and it helped me a lot to finance my current businesses and further investments. But my story is definitely not the most important part of this video. The main person here is you, and the goal is to help you to develop your investment knowledge and start a successful life. You need to realize that living a mainstream, quite comfortable life without taking financial risks will not make you a millionaire who doesn't have to care about money anymore. To become financially free, you have to take serious decisions about money at a young age. Of course, there's a risk that something regarding your investment can go wrong, but it shouldn't make you fearful when taking the first step and making your first investment. Nowadays, there are so many options for where to invest money. Despite the recent decrease in the crypto market, cryptocurrencies remain one of the most favorite investment assets among young people, and I'm not an exception. Sure, at present you can't expect a rapid rise in value here which happened last year, but from another point of view, it's almost an ideal time to enter the market. In my humble opinion, the crypto bear market will continue at least till the end of 2023, and there's still time to accumulate as many verified cryptocurrencies as possible. By this, I'm definitely not saying that you should put all your money into crypto, but you should have allocated a certain percentage also in much less volatile assets like stocks, for example. Intentionally, I'm not mentioning real estate because it's type of investment almost no one from young people could afford to buy for safe money. Yeah, there exist companies that offer to buy even just a tiny percentage of real estate as an investment, but it's not something I have experience with, so I won't recommend anything specific. You're definitely interested in some real numbers you can get when investing, and yeah, I can show you some of them. For now, I will be conservative because I don't want to show you guys something that would seem quite unrealistic. To show you how much money you can earn in long-term investing, I will use an online interest calculator, which you can find exactly here at calculator.net in section of interest calculator. Firstly, I'd like to give as an example something realistic. So as a young person, your savings could be somewhere around $10,000, and this will be your initial investment. Let's think you are able to save $5,000 for investment purposes yearly, and you will contribute them at the beginning of each compounding period. From the beginning, let's assume that you will be a conservative investor and you don't want to invest your hard-earned money into anything highly volatile, and you rather prefer something that already proved its ability to maintain and even increase the value of financial funds. For this reason, you will put your money into the S&P 500 index, whose average annualized return since 1957 is 11.88%. This number I will fill up right here. Compounding of your investment I will set up on annual basis, and the tax rate differs greatly around the world, so I will leave this field blank, and every one of you can fill here the tax rate valid in your country. The inflation rate I will let at 3%. Of course, currently we are facing much higher inflation, but in the long term, the average inflation rate could be somewhere around this value. And now the important question is how much money you would like to have at the end of your investment journey. What about $1 million? It probably sounds like a quite big amount of money, but I will show immediately that anyone who has the ability to regularly contribute some money to an investment account can become a millionaire in his life. You are probably thinking a lot right now about how many years it takes to make $1 million with an investment strategy like this. Okay, you might be surprised, but it will take searchers report 11 years. Please don't be scared now. It's an average long-term investment strategy using compound interest, and successful people who can afford themselves to invest more yearly can reach it area. Now let's make it more interesting and find out what would happen if someone is able to invest not $5,000 but twice more, $10,000. As you can see, this step almost doubled the amount available at the end of investing period. I could go on with even higher numbers, but I wanna make those videos for upcoming young investors and don't wanna show you guys something that sounds almost unrealistic. Anyways, everyone can type here their own numbers and see what results investing would give with different interest rates, planned investment period, and a specific amount of money. As we can see, guys, when investing, the importance of starting as early as possible is a major key to success. But it's definitely not the only thing that has the ability to positively affect the final amount of money consisting of invested funds and interest earnings. Through interest earnings, you can get much more money, and to do that is by increasing your income intended for investment purposes. Firstly, I would greatly recommend always reinvesting the interest you gained in the previous year. I'm talking about this because of a simple reason. In case you would take out money earned as an interest, compound interest would not work for you, and every single year you would get only the same amount of money. It would be foolish to do something like this. Rather just add every given period of time some money to your investment account, but never take them out until you make a decision to retire yourself. Secondly, you should try to earn as much money as possible during your active years. On the other hand, I have to say even this, don't save too much. Life is also about having fun, and sacrificing today for a better tomorrow is not always a good idea. Yeah, it's important to invest, but in the end, it shouldn't limit you in your everyday life. The better approach is to enjoy your journey, and meanwhile don't completely forget about your finance. The goal is to have enough money for spending as well as for investing, and your investing expenses should exceed your spending expenses. By this, I definitely don't mean working 16 hours a day and similar crazy routines. Rather, it would be a much better idea to try to turn your active income into passive income. Then you will be simply able to invest more. Okay, now you're probably thinking about how to do that. There are several different ways, but personally I would recommend to create something that will have the ability to generate income over years and years, and it could be different businesses. Beginners could work on something which is not too expensive and not difficult to start with. For this reason, various online businesses look good. To gain substantial passive income, there are currently options like running a personal or faceless YouTube channel, creating blogs that will be monetized with affiliate and self-made online courses, or running dropshipping e-shop where you don't necessarily need your own warehouse to store products to sell. There are tons of different ways how to create your own passive income, which will be then used to finance your investments. To obtain the passive income, you will definitely need to learn a specific skill that will allow you to build up your passive income to the next level. When building a completely new source of passive income from scratch, skills that help you a lot are the ability to control any of the graphic editors, master social media marketing, and copywriting as well. Now back to investing itself. The point is you should never run out of money when the market drops and you want to buy more of a particular asset. Believe me, looking at something which is at a specific moment completely bargain and not being able to buy it due to the lack of money is a feeling you don't want to as an investor experience. So I put always some money in an investment emergency fund that can be used only when on the market appears significant drop. And even when this happens, I'm not spending all of this money because you never know where the value of a specific asset can fall to. Right after that, I'm trying to reform my investment emergency fund to its ordinary value as soon as possible. This strategy has worked for me and you can try it too. Having some money for unexpected buys is something that every wise investor should follow. At a young age, it could be more difficult, but as soon as you adopt this approach, the better effect it will have on your investor mind. And it brings me to another significant point many investor beginners underestimate, and it's the importance of your education. The probability of becoming a successful investor without regular self-educating is much lower than in cases when you will daily or at least weekly study different materials regarding investing. And it necessarily doesn't mean only reading boring economy books. You need to follow the latest trends that have a positive effect on specific investment assets. To do that, I would follow, for example, Medium, articles on CoinMarketCap, or some verified Twitter accounts engage in investing. Always depends on what type of information you are looking for and what type of investment asset you prefer. The importance of money literacy is something you should realize as soon as possible as a teen. I remember that already in high school I had much better knowledge of things regarding finance than my classmates. Already at the time I enjoyed reading articles about investing and the economy. Looking back, it helped me a lot, and even these days when I'm having a conversation with people similar to my age, I see so much lack in their knowledge in terms of investing and the economy. Of course, not everyone has the same approach as me, but I really hate when I have to listen to someone complaining about their hard financial situation and meanwhile I notice their expensive clothes and hobbies like smoking cigarettes and everyday watching Netflix shows. I always try to help everyone, but convincing someone of the need to invest is sometimes a superhuman task. Often when I suggest watching videos and listening to podcasts regarding money to someone who according to me really needs it, I have to face a really unpleasant and irritating reaction. So don't forget to invest at least your time in your education, guys. By regularly self-educating yourself, you can get much better results as an investor no matter what your age is. For you as a young person, there are 3 essential things. To stay out of debt, don't allow your money to lose its value due to inflation, and increase its value over time by investing in the right assets. It might sound like a hard task to do, but believe me, with a wisely chosen investment strategy, it's something you can easily achieve in the long term. Yeah, as I already mentioned, for investment purposes, you should try to earn as much money as possible, but without reducing your quality of life. Well, for teenagers and young people, it could be a quite hard task to do. To make it easier and give you some options to find out many ways how to do it, I prepared for you this special video where you can get to know how to make money online as a teenager. Okay, I hope you got some value from today's investment video. If yes, thumbs up and subscribe to my channel would be definitely awesome. Have a nice day and see you soon.